Today we're checking out the new Redmi Pad Pro. Pricing for this is $330 for the base model, $360 for the 256GB version, at least in the United States. The one shown here is mint green. It also works with the Redmi Smart Pen and Redmi Pad Pro keyboard. I'll leave a link down below with current pricing and more information. They're going a little bigger this time. It's got a larger 12.1-inch IPS LCD display at 120Hz refresh rate with 1600 by 2560 resolution and up to 500 nits brightness. You have the option of 6 or 8 gigabytes of RAM, depending on which storage option you go with, because you've got 128 or 256. It's got the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 processor, 10,000 milliamp hour battery with 33 watt fast charging, 4 speakers, 2 on each side with Dolby Atmos, and it weighs in at 571 grams. It comes with Android 14. It's got the Xiaomi HyperOS software. Of course, safety, warranty information, and your quick start guide. You've also got your micro SD card removal tool. Sort of interesting on the back, they make the flash look like another camera lens, but you've only got one camera there on the back. It's a pretty faint color on here. You can just barely tell that it's green. Surprisingly, this has a headphone jack as well. That's something you don't see too often these days. You can see 2 speakers on each side, volume buttons on the right hand side or left, depending on how you hold it. When setting up, you've got pattern, pin, or password, and face unlock as well. Of course, you have gesture navigation, but you can switch to button navigation in the settings. Looks like you have 2 different font selections. Not really that much different. I'm not real crazy about this wallpaper. I feel like it's got way too much going on. Good thing is you have a lot of different options to choose from. Notifications are up there at the top. HyperOS software on here. I don't feel like it's a lot different than the previous version. They have sort of like a control center that you would see on an iPad. Personally, I kind of like that. It's just really easy to adjust things quickly. You can also add quite a few things here like Dolby Atmos, wireless display, bedtime mode, and so on. Still sort of a mixture between Android and iPadOS. You can see you have a dock down here at the bottom. Overall, I do like the style and look of it. You can also adjust the refresh rate from 60 Hz to 90 or 120. Obviously, the higher you go, it's going to be a little smoother, but it's going to be a little bit less battery life as well. It's using about 32 gigabytes of the 256 available. It's got a software update, so might as well go ahead and do that. You also have Google Discover left of the home screen. You can do Classic, where it puts all the apps on the home screen, or with an app drawer as well. Then when you swipe up, you've got all of your apps right there. As you can see, most of the pre-installed apps are the ones from Google. There are a couple extras from Xiaomi and Netflix. Nice thing is this is widevine L1, so you can watch apps like Netflix and at least full HD resolution. I gotta say, the screen quality on here actually looks really nice. This might actually be better than the new Tab S6 Lite 2024 edition. I may have to compare this to the Xiaomi Pad 6 just to see what the differences are. As far as performance goes, sort of interesting as far as the benchmark results. Definitely better than the Tab S6 Lite 2024 edition, and it's even comparable to the S9 FE on single and multi-core scores, but it's a little bit less on the GPU score. Overall, I feel like this does a pretty nice job with games like PUBG Mobile and Asphalt 9 with pretty good graphics and frame rate settings. You will notice though, because the tablet's a little bit larger, it can be a little harder to reach things on the screen, obviously depending on which games you're playing. Overall though, seems like a pretty good option to do some gaming on. I also ran my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, and it lasted about 6 hours before dying, so not quite as good as the regular Redmi Pad or the Redmi Pad SE, but it did last longer than the Lenovo Tab P12, and it should have plenty of power to last a day or two with the mixed usage, even longer if you turn the screen brightness down. Even though this is a quad speaker setup, I feel like it's not quite as loud as what I was expecting. Probably not as loud as some of the Samsung tablets I've tested. Obviously, I'll have to compare those a little closer, but still probably loud enough for most things. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. You've got an 8 megapixel rear facing camera, 8 megapixel on the front as well. As far as the camera app goes, you've got document, video, photo, night, and short video as well. Seems like it's got really fast shutter speed on here, and overall quality feels like it's pretty good, at least in my studio lighting. Here's a quick sample of photo and video, just to give you an idea of what to expect from the Redmi Pad Pro. Photo and video quality on here actually seems fairly decent, at least for a tablet in this category. So you could use this for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls if you would need to. Just make sure you have good lighting. I'll have to compare this to other tablets that I've got from Xiaomi, Samsung, and Lenovo. But so far, I really like what I'm seeing with this new larger Pro version of the Redmi Pad. And if you like tablets, phones, and other tech, I've been trying to post about 3 videos each week, and I've got a lot more that I'm working on, so keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from FishBee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.